cool.
You do the intro, Jenny. You do it because I hate having to listen.
I can't do the intro.
You do the intro.
I've only done the show for 5 years, so I don't know how to do this.
You know what? It's been longer than that. The show's been running since 2012.
Well, I'm just a simple woman, and I can't do math.
Yeah, that's not true at all. This is Dork Trek, the longest running, most listened to, most downloaded, most influential Star Trek review podcast on the internet.
And funniest.
And funniest.
And most modest.
And most modest. Of course. I mean, modesty will get you, flattery will get you everywhere, baby. But yeah, so we're great. And today we're light. It's just Jenny and I. Hello, Jenny.
Hey, Bob.
I got to tell you before we get into this, only the Patreons can see this, but I love your Old Bay t-shirt.
Oh, yeah, you got to see the back. Hold on.
Because I love Old Bay. I don't
know how I can show this. Can you read it?
Put Old Bay on my Old Bay. Is that what it says? Okay, I put Old Bay on my Old Bay. I love Old Bay.
So do I.
Not a big fan. It's obviously you have a t-shirt.
Yeah. I mean, yeah.
Because if not, then you're just fronting. And I don't know if anyone would front that hard about loving Old Bay.
No.
But at the same time, too, who's going to call you on that? Like, you don't really love Old Bay. And what are you going to be like? You're right. It's a lie.
Try me, bitch.
It's all a lie. You've caught me in a web of lies. I don't love Old Bay as much as I say I do. Why did you have to be here today?
It's to the point that, like, we go to restaurants, and if somebody says that it's, like, Old Bay wings or something, I'm sitting there eating them like, I don't think this is real Old Bay. I think this is generic-ass crab seasoning that they're calling Old Bay. I'm going to call the company and let them know.
Wow, so your Old Bay tongue is that in tuned to the spices and flavors that is, wow.
Yeah.
Jenny,
I came from Maryland. I mean, what can I say? It's like in my blood.
I got to say, I'm impressed because, like, I have Old Bay in my house. I don't really put it on a lot of stuff because I don't really know what to put Old Bay on besides seafood. But I guess if I'm going to ask this question, I can ask you.
Yeah. It's good on popcorn.
Okay.
It's great on French fries.
Okay.
If you make fried chicken, you put that in the seasoning.
Okay.
Or, the seasoning instead of the just regular salt and pepper or whatever. And it's amazing. It's amazing.
Now, I like, and my kids like, and my wife likes, like roasted sweet potatoes. Like today I made like a sweet potato hash. Do you think Old Bay would have been a positive addition to this? It was sweet potatoes, carrots, peppers, and onion. Do you think Old Bay would have spiced this up a little bit?
I think it's worth a try. It's worth a try.
Okay.
I don't really cook sweet potatoes that much.
I love sweet potatoes.
I've put it in my chili.
Ooh.
It's really, really good in chili.
Okay.
So, yeah.
We've made so much chili this year that I've made so much chili this year that I promised my family I would no longer make chili. So we're on a chili hiatus at the moment.
Haley won't eat it anymore because I cooked it so much a couple years there.
It's so good and it's so easy to do. It's like, boom, it's done in 20 minutes. Like these people that are cooking chili for like 7 hours, like you're fooling yourself, man. That shit could be ready in 20 minutes. Be like, what are you doing?
Well, you can do it in the crock pot, too. You just throw it all in and then let it go and not worry about it all day. So.
See, I need to get a new crock pot because ours broke, and I didn't realize how much I relied on a crock pot until it was gone.
I think it's funny that we're spending so much time talking about cooking in front of this show that... it's all about sexism in the Ferengi world.
To be fair, this is kind of a one beat episode. I mean, I guess technically you could say there are 3 storylines, and for the third one, I'm really stretching. But it's Quark's mom, Cisco's hot date, and then the dartboard. That's the C story. Like they want to break into Quark's so they can get their dartboard. As I'm watching this episode, part of me wishes that was the entire episode in like some Ocean's 11 style small Asian man jumping down like air shafts, avoiding lasers, That's what Die Hard style, crawling through air shafts to get the dartboard. Part of me wishes that episode would have been made.
And you got to have a guy with like a really bad Cockney accent who's the demolitions explosives expert.
Right, I'm here to blow the lot off this door.
Or just Julian, whatever.
Yeah. But I think there should be like another, like, much along the lines of that genre of film that we're talking about. There needs to be, as you said, a Cockney accent explosive expert, because it seems like that. Right, I'm here to blow a hole in the wall. Like,
yeah,
it's a bloody good show, isn't it? You know what I mean? Like something like that. Like that's you need that. Like you need that. I agree. I agree 110% with you.
I would love a good DS9 heist film. That would be amazing.
I say we write one. We write fanfic. I mean, everybody loves fanfic. We can just do a fanfic. Maybe
that's our next role-playing adventure.
Yeah, maybe it is like a DS9 style heist film where we got a demolition expert here, mate. Right. But yeah, that'd be really fun. But yeah, it's just, whatever, man. And so as I was watching this episode, I was entertained by it. Like, I found it enjoyable to watch. The woman who plays Quark's mom is fun. Mm-hmm. But it's like you kind of get what they're going for. Yeah. It was pretty predictable. Yeah, you could have wrapped this thing up in like 10 minutes and had room to spare, baby. Yeah. What's the name of this episode?
I have no idea.
I think isn't it Family Ties?
Else is prepared.
Isn't it Family Ties or some shit like that? The die is cast. It's Family Business.
Family Business. I thought you were talking about that sitcom from the 80s.
I was at first. I think there is a movie called Family Business with Matthew Broderick, Sean Connery, and Dustin Hoffman, if memory. So let me see if I'm right about that. Family Business movie. Yep, Family Business movie. Dustin Hoffman is the son of Sean Connery, a professional criminal who has trained his son in the craft. With the birth of his own son, Matthew Broderick, Vito decides to reform his life. So there you go. So I was right.
I don't even remember this movie.
I just remember seeing it and thinking like, okay, they got the old guy, the middle guy, and the young guy.
Yeah.
Standard
formula.
Yes.
I kind of want to watch it.
It's a comedy drama heist film directed by Sidney Lumet, who we know from Sidney Lumet. The name's really familiar. Let me look up his film.
12 Angry Men.
Oh, that's a great one.
Yeah.
The Hill, The Group, Bye Bye, Brave Man, Childs, he did Serpico? Okay, so he did Serpico. He did Murder on the Orient Express, Dog Day Afternoon, Network, The Wiz. So this guy's a powerhouse.
All right. I don't feel so nervous about it now because, like, I saw it and it said, like, 3 stars or something. I'm like, is it really worth trying to track it down on Netflix or something?
You know what? Maybe we'll find it on Netflix and then we'll watch it and review it because it doesn't sound terrible. I like all 3 of these people: Sean Connery, Dustin Hall. I love Matthew Broderick.
Mm-hmm.
Even though
that was when he was trying to transition into like the more serious roles,
Yeah. He did kill somebody. Vehicular manslaughter, bruh.
Damn.
Yeah. He done killed somebody in 1987.
That means he can get the teardrop tattoo.
Yeah. He done, I think he has one. You just can't see it.
It's on his butt.
Yeah. But I love Matthew Broderick. He's great. When I think every male around my age wanted to be Ferris Bueller. Like that was the goal in life. Like, man, I just want to grow up and be Ferris Bueller. I wonder what Ferris Bueller's doing now.
He's probably broke.
If you had to guess that would be a good poll question. I'm going to put that up on the poll. Do we have a poll? I'm going to make a poll on Facebook. If you had to guess, what would Ferris Bueller be doing right now?
No, he's probably super rich. He's probably like a .com entrepreneur or something.
Okay, all right.
Because I could see like that his like smug, cocky attitude, he probably would have like been able to talk people into giving him some money to start like a startup, and he would have been smart enough to get out of it, I think, before the whole bubble burst. So I think he's doing all right for himself.
All right. I think so too. I think Ferris Bueller is I think he's like a salesman of some sort, like whether he's selling gizmos or fucking widgets or computers or cars or whatever the case, or insurance. He's just doing very well. I just picture him just doing well. Like, I don't know what he's doing, but he's doing whatever it is. He's doing good. Like, he ain't hurting. Everybody loves Ferris Bueller. I mean, he's Ferris Bueller, for God's sakes.
Everybody except for his sister.
Yes, but she came around at the end.
Yeah,
because she was making out with fucking what's his face,
Charlie
Sheen, who is a total dickhole. And all this time you thought Charlie Sheen was just like a lovable weirdo, but no, he's a fucking sick maniac.
He's actually a maniac.
Yeah, that makes it. Yeah,
I mean, it's really not surprising at all when you think about it.
No, it's not. But you had to. Raping Corey Haim, bro. Allegedly. Come on, man, that's crazy talk. But I guess he's just a shitheel. I guess once a shitheel, always a shitheel, right?
Yeah, and it's one of those things like almost like Louis C.K. when everybody found out about him, it's almost like, is anybody really surprised? Like, he talks about how he's kind of a scumbag all the time.
Yeah.
He's saying it. We thought it was all a joke.
Yeah.
We thought it was an act.
That's the thing. Did I tell you that I was watching Comedians in Cars?
Yeah.
And I got to the Louis C.K. one, and I was like, man, this is just like he's telling stories about his kids, and like, he masturbates in front of people who don't want him to masturbate in front of them. Like, if you've got a captive audience, then go for it. Like, if they're into it, then that's awesome. You know what I mean? Like, hell yeah, go to town. But if, you can't force someone to watch you masturbate. That's just wrong.
I gotta say, though, the Dave Chappelle's take on that was really amazing and brilliant, and it kind of gave a different perspective on the whole thing to me. I'm not going to ruin it, but it's in one of the newer of the two specials that he did. Okay.
Yeah, I've heard things because, like, I've heard, I guess my wife heard, because my wife is a huge Dave Chappelle fan. She's seen him live in concert. Like, she loves Dave Chappelle. And I was like, well, do you want to watch the new one? And she was like, no, I don't. And I was, why? You love Dave Chappelle? She's like, yeah, I heard on NPR that he had some nasty things to say, or about Louis C.K.'s victims and all this stuff and yada yada yada. And I was like, oh, okay. But like, I don't know.
I think if you took it out of context, I could see where somebody would have a problem with it. But
and it is NPR.
Yeah. But I thought they were really good. I thought they were better than the last two. And it was kind of funny because I got my daughter to watch it with me because I was like, she's old enough. She's going to be able to appreciate the humor, and, she's going to get it. And she was like, she'd never seen Dave Chappelle before. Like, she never watched Chappelle's show. Like, she was a little bit too young to watch it,
Yeah.
She was like 10 when his show came out or something.
Yeah, that is way too young to watch.
Yeah. So we're watching it, and I was like, well, you got to have seen him before. Like, you've seen like the memes or something with like the crackhead guy that's like, hey, y'all got any more of that, whatever,
Yeah.
And she's like, that's old people memes.
Oh, wow. She old people memes you?
Yes.
Wow.
Yes, it hurt. It hurt.
That sucks. I wouldn't have taken that. I'd kicked her out.
Well, she's moving out right now.
Okay. Oh, cool. All right.
Between the lines.
All right. So there you go. That was the straw that broke the can. I've put up with you long enough, Haley. That's it. Get out.
You're going to insult my memes? Get out.
Yeah. Ain't got no time for you. But yeah, so this episode ain't much because the Wikipedia page is 1, 2, 3, 4 paragraphs, 5 paragraphs technically, but the last paragraph is a sentence. So there ain't much going on here with this episode, but it's enjoyable enough.
Yeah.
We learn.
You get a good Ferengi episode,
which is cool. More Ferengi the better, is what I say.
Right. Some of the makeup was kind of horrible in this episode. Like, whenever they would show the close-ups of her face, it was like the mask was literally falling off of her.
Yeah.
That was a little painful. But I mean, it was good. Like, it was, like you said, it was enjoyable.
Yeah, it was a fun episode. And the actress, who is, let's see, I know she's like familiar enough, but I couldn't figure out who she was. She's Canadian. She was on SCTV. Okay, that makes sense. Yeah. Okay, she was on SCTV. Andrea Louise Martin. She was on SCTV. She appeared in Wag the Dog, Hedwig the Angry Inch, My Big Fat Greek Wedding, and My Big Fat Greek Wedding 2. She was in Anastasia the Rugrats movie and Jimmy Neutron Boy Genius. She's a Broadway actress, and she was on the NBC sitcom Great News, which I've never heard of. Is that the one with Ted Danson? No.
I have no idea.
I know Ted Danson's doing a new sitcom and everybody. Oh, this is a new.
Oh, it's actually really good. I've been watching the shit out of that show.
Everybody loves that new
Good Place
Ted Danson one. Yeah, this is Great News. This is an American sitcom created by Tracy Wigfield and co-executive producer with Tina Fey. Blah, blah, blah. What's it about? The series is set in the world of television news and follows an up-and-coming news producer who finds herself dealing with a new intern, her mother. That sounds wacky.
Hijinks will ensue.
My mom is embarrassing me. Okay, all right.
Much like this episode.
Yeah, right. So that's just what she does. But yeah, Andrea Martin was on Saturday. I was on SCTV. Okay, all right. So I know the name. I know the woman. All right, so there you go. And she was in My Big Fat Greek Wedding, if you're so inclined, which I haven't seen it.
Right.
I'm not saying that like, I'm too cool to watch My Big Fat Greek Wedding. It was like a huge independent film and everybody went nuts for it.
It's all right for that type of movie.
Okay.
If you like that type of movie, then it's good.
Oh my gosh. A budget of $5 million. It made $368 million. Good God, man. I hope whoever wrote that thing is rich as fuck.
Yes. She is.
She deserves it. Good for her.
Yeah. Anyway, something we kept noticing with this episode. Why did they build all the doorways like they were living in a freaking Hobbit house?
That's what I thought. It's like space hobbits. Like, why do they live like space hobbits?
I mean, I get that they're like smaller than humans and they have a weird style, but like you even see like Quark almost bump right into the freaking door frame as he's about to walk out.
Yeah.
And I got to think that the actors like ran into those things a dozen times as they're filming this.
Do you think they did it as like a homage to Tolkien?
Maybe, but I mean, it just doesn't make sense why they would be so small anyway. Like, because the only people that had to duck through the Hobbit doors are like the humans and the wizards that went into their houses. The hobbits, like that live there, didn't have to duck to go through doorways.
Yeah, they breezed on in. Yeah, but I did. It's interesting that you mentioned that because I thought that too. Like I got a very space Hobbit vibe.
Yeah,
which is weird because I mean, if you think about it, a Ferengi and a Hobbit couldn't be further apart in sensibilities.
Yeah.
They're all Ferengis are all about making money and profit and selling out your grandmother to get ahead and 287 rules of acquisition, and all about hobbits want to do is eat second breakfast.
Yeah, they just want to chill out and smoke weed.
Yeah, so it's very strange. So maybe it's a yin and yang of maybe just I don't know. It was a weird play, and I'm glad that you caught it too because I totally thought the same thing. Yeah,
it was just bizarre.
It was. It was fucking space hobbits. But yeah, so like the episode is basically Quark is kicking it at his bar. The bar's packed. It's crazy. And some dude named Brunt comes in from the Ferengi Commerce Authority, the FCA, which is kind of like, I guess, the Internal Revenue Service or like
the IRS.
Yeah, something like that. Like some kind of dicky butthole who's there to run it all up in Quark's shit about his loot cakes, and so he's all like, what the fuck? And
Right.
Quark has to deal with this because he's the family's eldest male, so that's why he's held responsible. For those of you that have seen this episode and are wondering, like, well, why is this Quark's problem? Because he is the patriarch, if you will, of the family. So he's earning all the pride, and the charge is his mother, named Ishka. Did I pronounce that right?
Yeah,
Ishka is charged with earning a profit, an illegal activity for Ferengi women. And we've kind of got a little glimpse into the Ferengi mindset when it comes to the ladies. Mm-hmm. Because I guess with the episode with the when Quark married the Klingon woman, you kind of get a little.
Yeah, okay. I was like, yeah. I forgot about that episode already.
Yeah, I mean, it was decent. I don't remember what the scores were. You know what? I bet the scores were probably pretty high because it was Quark and Klingons.
Yeah, it's a Ferengi episode, and like I said, Klingons and two worlds colliding. So,
if it's one thing this podcast knows and likes, it's Klingons and Ferengis. Like we very much like the outsiders of the world.
This is true. So we know that like the Ferengi women are held down.
Yeah.
They're oppressed.
Yes. They can't wear clothes. They can't earn a profit. They're basically just there to like get fucked and shit out babies. Mm-hmm. Which is much like what the Republican Party would like women to be.
It's not bad work if you can get it.
Yeah, get fucked, shit out babies, and like chew people's food, which is weird. I don't want anybody chewing my food. That's just weird.
No, I'm not a baby bird.
And then what's the purpose of, okay, I can understand that like if Ferengi had like flat, weird teeth, but they all have like such sharp teeth. You think they would be very good at chewing their own food?
Yeah, I could see that, like, if the women had sharp teeth and the men didn't for some reason or whatever, like, that would make sense. But I think it's just more of a, oppression thing. Like, we're going to make you do all the work for us.
Do it all, bitch. Yeah, chew.
Maybe it's just their fetish.
Yeah, chew food. And then, like, do they have to spit it back in? Like, what happens at that point? Like, do they chew food and spit it into the bowl, or do they chew food and spit it into their mouths? Because that's like swapping cum, and that's kind of hot. And I'm not going to lie to you. I mean, that's pretty hot.
I mean, yeah, that's what I'm thinking. Like, it may be their fetish. Like, she chews it up, and then he just opens his mouth and...
Spit it in my mouth. Call me a whore.
Yeah.
I love it. I love it. I love it. Oh God, yes. Yes. Call me a dirty tramp. Like, bitch, you're just eating breakfast. Like, what are you getting out of this? Just fucking chew your own eggs, you asshole.
I'm sure that Fergie porn exists of this.
Oh yeah, totally. I mean, I'm not gonna go looking for it.
I might.
Oh yeah.
I'm bored. I don't know.
Spit it into my mouth. Yes. So, yeah, it's also, I mean, the Ferengi women got it bad, and then Quark is like, and then Brunt tells Quark he got 3 days to get this stuff taken care of, or we're going to basically make her a slave, and you got to pay off all of her debt. Because this is all over 3 bars of Latinum, they think at first. That's all this is, 3 bars.
Which is just, it's obviously they're just trying to make a point. They're just trying to make an example of him, get these females out of business.
Yeah, you can't be having females doing business. That ain't the female. The females can't be doing no business. Yeah, so it's not a good thing for the for Quark's mom, who, like you said, her face is melting off as this episode continues on. Like, yes, everything on her is drooping.
Yeah, there were some scenes where I was like, please don't move the camera down. I don't need to see whatever's going on from here down.
Because at one point she does take her clothes off for Rom, who wants to be with his naked mom, which just feels weird.
Yeah. Haley was watching it with me. My daughter's watching it with me, and she's like really creeped out at this point. She's like, "Why are they trying to get their mom naked?"
Yes, and lay in her lap, which is also odd. But I mean, different cultures like different things, and what do I know? I mean, I love my children, but I've never sharpened their teeth. So Ferengi just do it. They just do it differently than we do, I guess.
Yeah. Yeah. Oh God! Now I'm thinking of that scene from There's Something About Mary where he sees the woman, through the window or whatever.
Oh yeah, with the wrinkly,
Takes her shirt off. Yeah, that's kind of what I imagine what she looks like.
That movie was so. I remember seeing that in the theater and then missing some jokes because the laughter from the previous joke was still like rip roaring through the theater. That,
oh my God,
they were just like, I wonder if that movie's still as funny. When's the last time you've seen There's Something About Mary?
I haven't seen it in a while. I'm actually kind of afraid to watch it because I don't feel like it's going to hold up.
That's what I'm thinking. Like, I wonder if it's still good because I remember seeing it in the theater and like it being like rip roaringly, like people were fucking dying in the theater and like you couldn't hear jokes because the laughter was coming so fast and so furious and so heavy and so hard, like right on top of each other that like, I wonder if that movie holds up.
I'm afraid. I kind of would like to hear from somebody to watch it and see if it holds up. I personally don't think it will.
When did that come out? Like, when did Something About Mary? Here, I'm looking it up now. Hang on.
It's got to be late 90s, early 2000s because I didn't see it right away because that was when my daughter was like tiny.
Okay.
So I didn't get to go out and like watch movies very often. So I didn't see it until a little bit later anyway.
That movie came out in 1998.
Yeah, so there's very good reason why I didn't see it.
Yeah.
So,
like, I wonder if it holds up.
You know what? I don't really have any fond memories of that movie. I enjoyed it, but I think I'll go back and watch it just to see if it holds up for me.
I remember him getting his balls caught in the zipper and then the dad being like, "How'd you get the beans above the Franks?" I remember that part. Yes. I remember the meat on a stick line, oddly enough, like when she's like, "Oh, I like all my meat on sticks." And then of course the jizz hair.
Yeah.
And that's
I mean the meat on a stick thing.
Yeah, and I remember what's his name is in it? Chris Elliott. Chris Elliott's in it, and he turns out to be like he's in love with Mary or something like that too. Mm-hmm. I don't remember, but
everybody was in love with Mary.
Matt Dillon in it? Like Matt Dillon's in it, and he's got really big teeth or something. I wonder if that movie holds up. now I want to know. Like that.
Well, I don't know.
If it's maybe if it's streaming, like I'm not going to go out. You know what? I could probably get it at the library. I've been renting lots of movies at the library lately.
That movie's got to be streaming someplace, and if it's not, like at this point, it looks like it's on Netflix.
Is it?
I think it's on Netflix. Yeah, I mean, at this point, like it's got to be easy to find, just because you could probably get it at the $5 bin at Walmart or something. I mean, the movie's been out for forever.
Yeah.
It's been out for 20 years now?
Yes. It's not on Notch. You can rent it for $3.99 on Amazon. You can buy it on Blu-ray for $11. You can buy Super Trooper, Something About Mary, Grandma's Boy, and The Girl Next Door quad feature for $14. Not worth it. You can buy What Happens in Vegas, In Her Shoes, Something About Mary, Night and Day. Something About Mary doesn't fit with all those other movies for $13.99. Not worth it. In Her Shoes, Something About Mary, $11.99. Triple feature, Girl Next Door, Shallow Hal, Something About. I remember Shallow Hal, and that wasn't terrible. Like,
yeah, I don't think I've ever seen that one.
Shallow Hal was about Jack Black is super into chicks in general, and he meets Tony Robbins in an elevator, and Tony Robbins tells him to like see the inner beauty in people and like basically hypnotizes him. And then he meets this girl played by Gwyneth Paltrow, who he believes is this smashing beauty who's really a big fat fatty. And he's in love with her, and he sees her for her inner beauty or whatever.
Yeah. I think I've only seen like 2 of these movies that these guys made, the Farrelly brothers or whatever.
They made some. I mean, I remember Me, Myself, and Irene.
Dumb and Dumber, Kingpin.
I mean, Dumb and Dumber's great.
Yeah, something about Mary, and I think that's about it. I think I stopped watching after that.
Let me Dumb and Dumber. Dumb and Dumber. Dumb and Dumber's pretty great. That came out in '94. God, golly, that was the Fairley Brothers. Let's see here. What else did they do? They did Dumb and Dumber, Kingpin, Something About Mary, Outside Providence, which I've never heard of, Me, Myself, and Irene. I remember seeing that, but I don't remember anything about it.
I don't think I've seen this.
I remember Jim Carrey was in it and like he had split personalities or something. I don't know. I don't remember anything. I don't know. Say It Ain't So, Osmosis Jones, Shallow Hal. I saw Shallow Hal. Stuck on You is the one where Greg Kinnear and Matt Damon are Siamese twins.
Oh God, they did Fever Pitch, the one with Drew Barrymore and Jimmy Fallon.
Yeah, I didn't see that one. I just remember seeing Drew Barrymore and Jimmy Fallon on the field when the Red Sox won the World Series, and I'm like, what the fuck is happening here? Like, this is insane. Like, what are they doing? Like,
is this an alternate dimension?
Yeah, because it says here that the Farley brothers decided to bring Barrymore to St. Louis to the first pitch, blah, 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 while the Red Sox made their final out to secure the 4-0 win that broke the curse. Fox cameras on the live broadcast caught Barrymore and Fallon on the field. And I was watching this, I'm like, what the fuck is going on here? Because by this time I was drinking then, and Stephanie was living in Richmond, and I remember watching that game, and I was pretty drunk by the time it was over, because part of my favorite pastime when I was drinking was like I would just stay home by myself, drink, and watch playoff baseball, which sounds really awesome, but I guess to other people that sounds like a cry for help.
No, yeah, I think it sounds amazing.
I would just sit at home and get fucking wasted and just watch baseball. Like I would just play. Like I had a bottle of Bushmill, like just Bushmill, and I would just drink Bushmill straight and watch baseball. And I remember seeing that going, what the fuck is like?
And you put the bottle down slowly and just
how drunk am I? Yeah. But they did the Heartbreak Kid. What is that one? Is that the one with oh, that's Ben Stiller. Okay, that's another Ben Stiller movie. All right, man, they were fucking paying Ben Stiller. Hall Pass, I don't know, the Three Stooges. Oh, that's right, they did do that Three Stooges movie.
I don't even remember that. I probably blocked it out.
Right, I forgot, because like the Three Stooges movie, there was supposed to be like Sean Penn was supposed to be in it, like all these crazy good actors. Like they had such like just a hard time finding people to be it. Like Benicio del Toro was going to be in it, or Hank Azaria, Sean Penn was going to be in it. All Jim Carrey wanted to be in it, Johnny Knoxville, like all these crazy dudes, and it just ended up being like Will Sasso and a bunch of guys you ain't never heard of.
Mm-hmm.
And they did Dumb and Dumber 2, and that's the sequel to Dumb and Dumber, which I never saw.
Yeah, I'm good.
Yeah, I think their careers, they haven't made a movie since 2014, so I guess their career's over.
They've made enough.
Yeah, I mean, they did well. I mean, we just talked about them for like 10 minutes on Dork Trek, so I mean, that's got to be worth something, right? I mean, come on.
They each have 2 dicks.
They have 2 dicks between the 2 of them.
Oh, okay.
I don't think they have.
They're not Klingon? Okay.
Yeah, they're not Klingon. They're just dudes. The library here, on the 31st of March, the library is doing a Klingon marathon in Northern Kentucky, and I have no idea what it is, but for some reason I want to go see it, because
I think you have to go.
What the fuck would a Klingon marathon be? Like,
I mean, is it like a bunch of people dressed up as Klingons running
Jenny's
12 miles or whatever?
I have no idea, but I want to go.
I think you should go. I think you have a duty to all of us.
Do you think it's, like, is it a bunch of dudes running a Klingon marathon?
I hope so.
Like,
I really hope so.
I don't know.
I can't imagine that, like, that would be very comfortable. After a while, like, you're going to be sweating your ass off in this shit. Like, I don't even want to run down the street in regular clothes, let alone dress as a Klingon and run 13 miles or whatever.
Gobla!
No, I guess it's 26 miles for a marathon, isn't it?
Yeah, 26.2 or whatever. Maybe I'll go and check this out. It's the 31st or something. I'll look in there. Here, let me see if I can find this thing somewhere. What is it? Canton County line. This is the boring part of the episode where I'm just looking stuff up.
We're just
to talk to.
Let's all Google things.
Let's Google stuff because I want to. I mean, like, I don't know what this event is, and like, it sounds so odd. Let's see here. Events. Where's events? About events. Here we go. Monthly events.
I would like for you to go and like Facebook live stream it so that I can see it in action.
Here we go. Let me get closer. Can I get enhance? Enhance. I can't go up or down. That's stupid. Oh, there we go. I'm just stupid. That's the problem. Enhance. There you go, right here. This is all here. I'll share the screen with you so you can see this.
Okay.
This is all it says, because I was at story time today with Bobby, and I like to look through, and all it said was Star Trek Klingon Marathon, 11-4. What the fuck is it? Enhance.
Wow.
Isn't that very cryptic? Like,
yes.
What is that?
Yeah, we need to know more about this. Do some investigative reporting.
Yeah, because that's all it says is Star Trek Klingon Marathon. Like,
because it could either be people running dressed as Klingons, or they're just going to show 5 hours of Klingon episodes or something. Either way, I think it sounds amazing.
One more so than the other. If it's an actual marathon, I have to start training and running. I ran 4 miles today almost. So I'm going to have to start doing a little more than that. And it's like walking, because running 4 miles straight sounds just stupid. But like running for 2 and then walking for 2 is better. And but this, Klingon, do you think they're just showing a bunch of Klingon episodes? Because that would be cool. I'd go watch that.
I'd almost be let down after thinking about people running in Klingon costumes.
What if it's just what if it's just a bunch of Klingons hanging out, like drinking and partying and waiting for Kalis and shit?
See, that sounds great. I would be down for that. But this is at your library, so I don't think that.
Hey,
it's gonna be that cool.
We know how to party at the library.
Okay. Touche.
They party down Book of Fever. I mean, look at that. They have a hidden gem, the Vent Haven Museum. They have bingo. I mean, come on, the Easter Bunny. They know how to party in the Canton County Library System, Jenny.
I just don't understand how they can put bingo up there. Everybody knows what the fuck bingo is.
Yes.
But if you put Klingon Marathon, you have to say what it is.
Like, look at Neuterville Express comes to Covington. Like, look how much stuff they give you for the Easter Bunny. Pictures with the Easter Bunny. Bring your camera to take photos with the Easter Bunny.
I know what pictures with the Easter Bunny is.
It's pretty self-explanatory. Like, what the hell is a Klingon Marathon? Like, I gotta go.
Yeah, we got to know more about this.
All right, I'll go. You know what? I'll go for you. Thank you. Go. It'll be weird, probably, but I'll check it out.
That's why it's gonna be great.
Maybe I'll go dressed in uniform. It's an excuse to wear my uniform.
There you go.
And maybe I'll get a new uniform, because I've been talking about getting one of those battle ones, like the DS9 ones, like when they wear them later, like the gray, which I think is dope. You know, like the ones they wear in like Nemesis or whatever. Mm-hmm. Those are fresh uniforms.
I have to think about that. I haven't worn my uniform in forever.
Yeah.
I don't know if it still fits. I replicated a little bit too much ice cream, French fries.
And I put Old Bay on all them motherfuckers.
Yes, I did.
And it was
Old Bay would be good in ice cream.
It was delicious. I've heard good things, is what I'm saying.
I might do it. I'm going to do it.
I've heard good things. But yeah, so where are we here? So yeah, so they go through the rigmarole of making profits and blah blah blah, and then Quark finds out that his mom has been making huge money. Like, it's just not three chips of latinum or whatever. She's made tons of money, and he even said himself, like, if he sells everything he owns, he won't be able to pay the amount of money that his mom has made. So she ain't no joke. Like, she's
good for her.
Yeah, she knows how to make profit, but it, like, her doing this and her being this way goes completely against the Ferengi existence, basically. But I mean, there's got to be more like her. I mean, just because you're like, she wouldn't be the only woman that knows how to make money
Right.
and be profitable. So I mean, there's got to be something out there, right? So
Right.
it's just kind of weird the way they present this. Like, this is the only time this has ever happened. She's the only one.
I think maybe the difference is that the other ones didn't get caught, and maybe they had Ferengi men helping them out, like helping them cover their tracks or something. So. Yeah. They didn't get caught for this. That's why they're trying to make a big example of her.
Is it like Highlander, like where there can be only one,
Maybe. When she walks into the room with another Ferengi woman that is good at business, it's like,
murder. Like, yeah, they have to fight.
Start battling. They pull out giant bars of gold-pressed latinum and start fighting with them.
Start fighting each other to death. That would be awesome.
And then they spit food into each other's mouths.
Like, who could spit food into each other's mouths faster? Look how fast I can spit food into my son's mouth. So hot.
That's so fucking disgusting.
But the weird part is, like, and then it just kind of goes on like this, and then Quark says he's going to rat out his mom, so he goes to see Brunt at the FCA office, but then Rom shows up and he's like, hey, mom said she'll give you half. They go back and talk, and then
it was all just a trick to get them to talk.
Yeah, which is pretty sneaky of Rom.
Yeah.
And then, Quark's mom says, like, Rom was like his father, and that's, which is part of the contentment of the episode, is that, like, I think Quark knows his dad wasn't a great businessman.
Mm-hmm.
And so he's a little sensitive about it. He gets his lobes burned pretty easily about that.
Yeah. And I had been saying that, like, since probably about 10 minutes into the episode. It's like, clearly Quark gets his business sense from his mother.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then, like, they just have to drive it home. So, I mean, it gets a little bit, like, drawn out at some point where you're just like, okay, I get it.
Okay, already. Jeez Louise.
Feminism.
Yeah, feminism. But the weird part is, like, it's a good episode. Like, I enjoyed it, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
Because, like, I thought the lady who played Quark's mom, despite her makeup, was interesting and fun. And anything I can learn about Ferengis is cool.
Yeah. I mean, I definitely like seeing the Ferengi, world, like, and like seeing their houses and everything. We were kind of confused also, like, when he bribes the guy at the very end, and he's like, oh, a woman made all this money, and hands him the bag, but she made way more than that, right? Like,
oh yeah, she made tons of money. Like, yeah, she made, and then they reveal that, like, I guess she only gave a third of her profits.
Yeah, because she's hiding most of it.
Yeah, she's hiding it in her fucking chotch. Ain't nobody gonna go looking in there. They don't give a shit how much. Is like, nah, man, I don't care. No, But yeah, and so she says, like,
I forgot where I hid all my money.
It's in my vag.
Got some in my butthole.
Oh my god!
Get it out for me, Rom.
Oh, let me hold on. Make my butt talk. But yeah, she gets out the money and she's rich. But yeah, so there you go. And then the other story is Cisco, and Jake is trying to hook Cisco up with the woman that we learned about in Explorers, the Captain Yates, I guess is her name, right? Yeah, Captain Yates.
Yeah, that sounds familiar.
Yeah,
I'm horrible with names.
Yeah, Cassidy Yates is her name.
Yes,
she's like a freighter captain. She's on the Orville, actually.
Oh, really?
Yeah, which just further goes into, like, this fucker is just basically making a fan film, but whatever, neither here nor there. I mean, whatever. Fuck that dude.
I think we're on the same page with that one.
Yeah, I'm not a fan, but whatever. I ain't hating on the guy. I mean, good on him. I tried with that show. I just not for me.
I tried. I honestly didn't try very hard, but I'm gonna watch Discovery a second time through.
Yeah.
I'd rather do that than try harder with the Orville.
Yeah.
That's kind of how I'm with it. So, but yeah, like, they started setting this date up, like, in the last episode or the previous 2 episodes ago or something. So they've been, like, seeding this, setting it up for a while.
Which is cool.
And at some point, Jake has apparently told like everybody on the ship.
Everybody
like,
knows.
Everybody knows that he's supposed to go out with this woman. And at some point, I think he just wants to go out with her just to shut everybody up. It's like, okay, fine, I'll go out with her. Everybody expects me to. Fine. Good, whatever.
And they have coffee, and it doesn't even look like it's going well because she looks bored. And that's because she's got a previous engagement. And come to find out that her brother lives on a colony way out in the middle of nowhere. And they're transmitting play-by-play of his baseball game. And then Cisco gets all like, baseball? I love baseball. And like she admits that she loves baseball too, and then they kind of go off and listen to baseball and Jake.
Baseball and chill.
And Jake is creepily watching them from the fucking catwalk, like, yes, it's all good.
Yes. Man. Yes.
He's probably just doing this so his dad will stop hitting on his fucking Dabo girlfriend.
I think so.
Yeah.
I think so.
Because Cisco just be whipping his dick out when the Dabo girl comes around.
Oh, I think he's still going to do that anyway.
I did not know you were here. I didn't hear you come in, Dabo girl. Please let me put on my pants. Oh no, I've seemed to have dropped them again. Unfortunate turn of events. Now he sounds like fucking
it sounds like Vincent Price or something.
Yeah, I was gonna say it's what he does. Oh no, yeah. I do sound like a shitty 30s actor in a bad monster movie.
Yeah.
But yeah,
good for him. They hit it off.
Baseball
brings them together.
My wife was like, why would someone be that excited over something that they haven't done in 200 years? And I said, people still like Shakespeare, right? Like, do people get that excited about like Shakespeare productions?
I mean, I think that's different because people have been doing Shakespeare all this time. Like, it's carried through. Whereas like at this point now, baseball, like, it's like just
8
stopped.
Motherfuckers. Well, you need at least 18 motherfuckers to play. And
so it's got to be hard to get a game together.
Yes, it's like playing D&D a few years ago when it was just impossible. And then fucking Stranger Things came out and everybody started playing again, which is cool because I mean, more the merrier. But yeah, so I guess there's 18 people somewhere that play baseball, and because even Cisco was like, I thought only me and Jake liked baseball. Like, that's a very naive view of billions and billions and billions of people in the galaxy.
Right.
You know?
But still, it's got to be like, he's been on this space station for a few years now, and he hasn't run across anybody who likes baseball as much as he does.
True.
So, I mean, like, when out of the blue, here's like a good-looking woman that is okay to talk to or whatever, and she likes baseball also. Great. Like, he practically asked her to marry him, like, right there.
Yeah.
Holy shit. Somebody else likes baseball. Marriage material.
Let me stick it in. It's just, but again, like, is that the ultimate hipster move? Like, is Cisco like a total baseball hipster? Like, that's it? Like,
that could be.
Yeah,
he's like, he just likes baseball so much because nobody else is into it. Like, he must be different.
I guess if other people, and it's still weird to me, like, darts is still around, but nobody plays fucking baseball. Like, I don't know, it seems so odd.
Well, because you got to get 18 people together to play baseball.
I know.
Anybody jackass can throw a dart.
Any drunk fucking fat idiot. And again, I want that heist film, man. I want that heist film.
Yes. Yeah, where they have to crack the safe. I think at this point, like, when they were trying to get the lock, they were trying to steal the dartboard, and Haley was like, are they going to throw in like some anti-racism into this sexism episode also, and just be like, is Cisco going to come up and try to, like, they're going to be like, hey, can you unlock this for us?
Hey, black guy.
No,
nothing. He just split, which was cool. I don't know. I mean, like, what you're getting with this episode. It's kind of a 2-beat story, but I liked it. I thought it was charming. I'm gonna give it a 6.5.
That's exactly what I was gonna say. 6.5.
Yeah, like
it's kind of just an episode, but it was enjoyable, and even though you know what the message is they're trying to get across, like it's not teaching us anything new or whatever. Like it was fun to watch, and it wasn't like a preachy social message type of episode,
No,
which
totally.
DS9 has been pretty good about. Like I never get that like all right, I get what you're saying. Come on.
No, I agree. And like, I just didn't, it was just cute. Like it was cute to see, Quark with his mom. It was cute to see. It was just cute. It was just a cute little Pootsie episode, and it was done well. And again, if this episode would have been about Data, I'd have punched myself in the face. But since it's about Quark, it's like I dig Quark, so I'm down with that.
Exactly.
So,
exactly.
Well, there you go. 6.5. That's what Jenny and I say, and that's what we do. So Jenny, I appreciate you coming. If not, I'd have to do this podcast by myself. That'd have been weird. I mean, I probably would have been able to make it through, but you made it so much more enjoyable.
Well, thank you.
For me and the listeners, if it's just me talking to myself, people think this.
Just reading the Wikipedia page.
This guy's out of his fucking mind.
And it's funny because just before we recorded, I was looking at the Dork Trek page and like I saw the thing about like how, we did this like I think it was like a year ago or something, or I don't know, several months ago. And like nobody else could show up and it was just the two of us. And I saw that episode come up and I was like, oh, that was kind of fun.
Yeah.
And then here we are today.
Yes. Back where we all began. Just you and me, Jenny Zell, just you and me. Now real quick, I have a friend who said that he's listened to every episode of Dork Trek. He went back and listened to all of them. And his name is James. He lives in Virginia Beach. His name is James Thomas. He's a good dude. Actually, no, he doesn't live in Virginia Beach. He used to live in Virginia Beach. Now he lives in Ohio. But he's got a family and I have a family. So we only talk on Facebook Messenger. We never actually see each other, which is weird. But he said that he listened to all of our episodes and he said that he wants to listen to Mouthy Broadcast.
Oh, fantastic.
Yes, he said, which pod is dirtier between the two, Dork Trek or Mouthy Broadcast?
Oh, that's tough because on Mouthy Broadcast, there's some episodes that we get like really disgusting and dirty.
Okay.
But then there's other ones where like we do more discussions and more real talk and stuff. And so it's there's kind of a back and forth. It's probably about the same.
Okay.
It's about the same.
All right. So it's okay. All right. Cause he asked about Word Bros too. And I was like, we don't talk about anything terrible on Word Bros. That's pretty straightforward. But yeah. So you say it evens out.
Yeah. Dork Trek might be a little bit worse just because, we don't talk about 2-day Klingons or shit like that, or, maybe spitting food into each other's mouths. Well, we might.
I'm just saying maybe. Yeah.
But I was pretty proud of the one where we talked about Quincy Jones a couple weeks ago.
Yeah, that interview was fucking great.
Yes, we talked about that crazy ass interview.
Like he's dissing on everybody. He just doesn't give a fuck. I can't wait to get to that age where I can be like, yeah, I just don't give a fuck about any of y'all.
Right.
Yeah, the Beatles.
How old do you have to be though?
87. Isn't that how old Quincy Jones is? Like that's because like you get to a certain point in your existence where it's like, yeah, everyone all your contemporaries, they're all dead. Mm-hmm. Anybody that's going to be mad at you, it's like you don't give a fuck because you're not leaving your house because you're so old you don't go anywhere.
Right. And he's got so much money he doesn't give a shit about anybody's opinion about him anyway, so he can just say whatever he wants.
Yeah. He doesn't have to hear it. So he's like, oh yeah, the Beatles, they suck. They're terrible musicians. Like think about the words, those words coming out of anybody else's mouth. But Quincy,
did he say like they were non-playing motherfuckers or something?
Yes, that was the exact terminology. They were non-playing motherfuckers.
I was like, damn.
And the best part is he called out Paul McCartney. He can't play the bass, and then he's like, Ringo's the worst drummer in the whole wide world. He said he tried to play something for 2 hours. He left, and they brought somebody else in, did it in 10 minutes. And then I remember specifically, I want to find the fucking Ringo Starr. I believe he was like, yeah. And then Ringo came back in and listened to it. He's like, that sounds pretty good. And he's like, yeah, motherfucker, because it ain't you. I was like, damn, dude.
Now I've heard from people that say that Ringo's not the best drummer.
Yeah, but whatever. He did what he had to do.
Right. But the thing is that, like, I've heard lots of people say Paul McCartney is an amazing bass player.
Nah, that ain't what it says here.
Well, I don't know about Quincy Jones.
Here it is. It says, this is the quote from the article. It says, I remember once we were in the studio with George Martin and Ringo had taken 3 hours for a 4-bar thing that he was trying to fix on a song. He couldn't get it. We said, mate, why don't you go get some lager and lime, some shepherd's pie, and take an hour. That's that would be like saying to a black dude, why don't you go get some watermelon? Hey, I know. Look here. Look here, Chinese guy. Why don't you go get some fucking egg foo young?
Get some egg rolls.
Yeah, some egg rolls and get your fucking ass out of here. But he says, you got an hour and a half to relax a bit. So he called in Ronnie Varela, jazz drummer. Ronnie came in for 15 minutes and tore it up. Ringo comes back and says, George, can you play that back for me one more time? So George did, and Ringo says, that didn't sound so bad. And I said, yeah, motherfucker, because it ain't you. This is the best part. Great guy, though. Great guy, though.
I'm gonna have to go back and read this entire thing because I've only read the the summary. I think
the whole interview is fucking fantastic.
It was in GQ or something, right?
Something like that. Yeah, it was pieced together over a couple interviews. But yeah, he's 84 years old. He said, asked the first impression of the Beatles in the 60s. He said they were the worst musicians in the world. They were no-playing motherfuckers. Paul was the worst bass player I ever heard, and Ringo, don't even talk about it. I mean, he talks shit about everybody, dude. Bono, he was talking shit about Bono and U2 and how they suck now and oh, here you go. I'll just send it to you. I'll send you the link because I think this is actually the whole thing. But he was saying that Michael Jackson steals everything from everybody. I mean, it was really fucking amazing.
Oh, yeah.
Here, I'm just going to say
he just went on a tear. He had a list of all the famous people and he just talked shit about all of them.
Yeah, and he was saying that Marlon Brando and Richard Pryor had sex with each other and
that was the best part. Yeah,
all kinds of stuff, because I believe the exact line was Marlon Brando would fuck a mailbox or something.
Yes.
Yeah, it's pretty great.
Oh man,
pretty great. It says here you go. Do you two still make good music? And he shakes his head. So that's not a yes. That's not a yes. He's yeah, but I guess they were talking about Bono before. When I go to Dublin, Bono makes me stay at his castle because Ireland is so racist. Bono's my brother, man. He named his son after me. Is U2 says after he said he named his son after me. Is U2 still making good music? Shakes his head. Why not? I don't know. I love Bono with all my heart, but there's too much pressure on the band. He's doing good work all over the world. Blah, blah, blah. So he's no, they suck.
Great guy, though.
I named his son after me, but that guy sucks. Oh, Ringo Starr is the worst drummer in the fucking world. Good guy. Good guy. Great guy, though. That's the fucking best. That's what I want on my fucking gravestone. Just saying a bunch
of Great guy, though.
Great guy, though.
That's fantastic.
No playing motherfuckers. Great guy, though. So there you go. Well, Jenny, I just sent you the you can read it. It's pretty wonderful.
Yeah, I think it's the same link I was just looking at. So
yeah, it's pretty great. It's pretty great. Do yourself a favor. So, all right, Jenny. Well, thank you so much, and I will talk to you Sunday.
Yeah,
Sunday. Are we playing Sunday? I got to come up with some shit. It's been because we went to Savannah and I didn't get to it. I've been busy this week, so I don't know. You guys just might get attacked by fucking Godzilla. Because if I got no ideas, Godzilla shows up. Just be ready.
I'm ready.
I already told Dennis.
I'll stick a sex bot on him.
Whoa! Working on a sex bot. Yeah, I like it. Well, thank you, Jenny. And yeah, so we'll talk Sunday.
All right.
Thank you for listening, everybody. We'll talk to you then.